Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
I was at the University of Washington for 21 and a half years, and I was professor of finance, then associate dean, and then the acting dean when I left. I had a dean mentor. You're a mentor. We value your mentorship with all our students. I had a great mentor as associate dean. I was like the number one associate dean. And he always was encouraging me to apply for dean jobs. And I had made it back to the West Coast in Seattle for 21 and a half years. So I was very happy being on the West Coast. And so I drew him a map one day, and his name is Josh Gupta, an East Indian. So they had like that Eastern philosophy. He was really, really cool. And so I said, Josh, really, here's the only places I'm willing to go. I said, here's Seattle. I drew a little circle around that. California, West Coast, or Hawaii. Those are the only places I'm willing to move. He said, okay. So I did interview at a school that was not on the areas I circled and tried to convince myself that 500 miles wasn't too far to drive to the ocean, but I didn't convince myself well enough.
Was it just that you just didn't want to be in that area? I want to be closer.
I just grew up, I grew up near the ocean and the Columbia River and mountains, and I was in Boston for 4 years. And I lived in Kansas City for 5 years after graduate school, worked at the Federal Reserve. So once I got out of my graduate school haze and realized I'm in the Midwest, how do I move from the Midwest to get back to the West Coast? And so I felt very, very fortunate that I ended up at the University of Washington.
So were you about to take that job that you went and interviewed, they made you an offer and you're like, or you just pulled yourself out?
Yeah, just pulled myself out. And then Yash Gupta, he left, he became dean at USC, actually, and I became acting dean. And we accomplished a lot. I mean, the school, Foster School of Business, we had fallen out of the top 50 at one point. And by the time I was acting dean, we got back in the top 20.
Oh, so when he went to USC, then you took the head spot at UW.
Yeah.
And UW's a huge school.
Yeah, it's huge. It's 40,000 students, and the business school is not that much bigger than here. First of all, he's going to be a very tough act to follow. I mean, he had really made a huge impact there, and he's the reason they're still successful now, in my view. I mean, it was all about the stuff I'm doing here. It's like raising money for faculty endowments.
He set up the foundation.
Yeah, and the scholarships, being really transparent, getting the faculty to buy in. So we had 2 previous deans at Foster, at UW, and they were at war with the faculty, and which is not uncommon, actually. You got to have the faculty buying in, or it's hopeless. So the faculty bought in, and the faculty were at war with the previous 2 deans because they were making all these side deals, and it was just not transparent. It's bad atmosphere. And Yash was just incredibly transparent.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.